Morning. Sorry, I forgot to change the title. Today I'm making some wonton soup. So after I finish the wonton soup, gonna go practice. Good morning, Angel. Good morning, NYA. Gonna go to practice Wanton, and after that I'm gonna go sell some properties. Next week, gonna go to Florida. Hello, Maki. Thank you. Nay, welcome. So next week I'm gonna go to Florida and out of state to look at some hotels. Hopefully I can purchase a hotel this within the next months. And also going to meet with the owner of a mobile home park in Panama City. So that's the easiest way. Hello, good morning. The easiest way to make money is through investment. But obviously, you need to have money first I mean, you don't need to have the money first, but the easiest way to invest is to have the money to invest. Because once you buy the property, because it's an income property, right? So once you buy the property, then you're gonna start to accumulate the income, and you're gonna be able to have the passive income monthly. No, wonton soup is very easy. So I just buy it. This is already made. I don't make it. I just cook it. So I already bought it. It's frozen. It's from the Hong Kong market. So I just boil the water first, then I just put the wonton inside, and just cook it. Just wait until it's cooked, and I just take it out and eat it. It's very easy. I'm not a real cook. Okay, I'm only cooking like those kind of easy food. Where are you from? Tell me, everybody, where are you guys from? Okay, so follow my TikTok. Give me some likes. Tell me where you're from. And any question you want to talk about, we can talk about it here. It could be real estate investment, it could be career planning, it could be finances, it could be business, whatever. Polish bulgogi. Sort of, maybe, yeah. Vancouver, Canada. Okay, great. Vancouver is a very beautiful city. I think the real estate there is really expensive, right? Yeah. Okay, so usually for the wonton soup, hello, Dallas, Texas. Zelzy. Dallas is beautiful. I've been there before. So when you cook the wonton, you first put the cold water inside and use the high power fire to cook the water, to boil the water. So once the water is boiled, then you put in the wonton soup, and then you can turn the fire a little bit lower. Just let it cook. Good morning. Yeah, making chow. Yeah, making wonton soup. Yeah, Dallas is getting expensive, but it's much better than Austin. Austin is really, really expensive. Dallas is cheap compared to Los Angeles. I'm in Los Angeles. Here is very expensive. Now any little house you get is at least $800,000. You want even like half decent house is $1 million. Good morning, Cody King. Where are you from? Wi-Fi? What do you mean, Wi-Fi? Good evening. Where are you from? Hash Mikan. Where are you from? Welcome, everybody. So I'm cooking some wonton soup here. And at the same time, we can chat about whatever. Business, real estate, investment, finance, how to manage your debt. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. But I'm not Japanese, I'm Chinese. But I did learn 1 year of Japanese in college. Konnichiwa, homie. Where are you from, homie? California, yes. I'm in California too. Talk quantum leap. Okay, let's talk about quantum leap. Okay. Quantum leap is important, yeah, because we only have limited life, right? Limited time in our life. South Africa, Cape Town. Okay, I want to be there someday too. The wonton is filled. The wonton has it's a shrimp and the celery and the pork. It has shrimp, celery, and the pork in the wonton. Yeah. Physics. What's physics? I don't know how to. I'm not a real cook. I can only cook some easy stuff. So yeah, Greece. It's not very easy to go to Greece. It's very cheap. Okay, the quantum leap. Let's talk about quantum leap. So we all have limited time, right? So if you can make let's just use finance as an example. If you can make a lot of money in the shortest time, that would be a really good outcome, right? So let's say if I ask you, you can give me the answer, okay? If I can give you $100,000 today, or give you $1 million 10 years later, which one would you pick? Can you put your answer in the screen? If I give you $100,000 today, and or I give you $1 million 10 years later, which one would you pick? Pick one. Either today, either 100K or a million. Pick one. 100K, okay? Okay, 100K. Anybody else? What else you guys gonna pick? 100K, yeah. Okay. Later. Okay, Dark Dude says later. Hug says 100K. Good morning. Give me some answers. Which one would you pick? 100K today or $1 million 10 years later? Okay. White Delight says 100K. Inflation. Yes. So if you pick $1 million 10 years later, that's almost the same amount as $100,000 today. And not to mention, you cannot get to do anything, from now till 10 years later. And the amount of the property you can buy with $100,000 today is probably more than what you can buy 10 years later with $1 million. So I mean, taxes, that's another problem. So in most cases, it's probably better to get money quicker. So that's why, quantum leap is so important. That's why if you have a choice, it's always better to make the money quicker, or versus, making more money later. So, so how do you quantum leap? Okay. So this morning I actually made a video about the difference versus making $100,000 versus making $500,000. My husband will be dead in 10 years, so I won't have to share. Okay, that's another idea. Okay. You could pay off your daughter's school loan with $100,000 today. Correct, yeah. Okay, so there's a couple ways you can quantum leap your income, okay? So let's say if you only gonna work for a company, you're only gonna get a salary every year, every month. There's no way you're gonna quantum leap, okay? But there are different things you can do to quantum leap your income. Number one way you can quantum leap your income is through leverage. That's why we keep talking about real estate. Because let's say if you want to buy $100,000 worth of stock, you cannot get a mortgage. You have to come up with $100,000 to buy the stock, right? And let's say if you buy the stock for $100,000, and if you make another $100,000 with the $100,000, so your return is 100%, right? But your cash on cash return is not that good because you put in the same amount, right? Let's say if you buy real estate, if you put on $100,000 and you get a cash return of $100,000, then your cash on cash return is 100%. But the capital gain you can get, let's say that $1 million property become $2 million, then you can make $1 million with $100,000 because you have the leverage. So that's one way you can quantum leap your income is through leverage with with real estate investment through leverage. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, famous. I don't know if I'm famous, but so and a way you can pay off your kids' education is to buy a house. So you can buy a house just for the kids, but obviously it's gonna be under your name, but you can put it in a trust. By the way, I'm not an attorney, so but it's just I'm sharing what I know. So you buy the home under your name and you put it under the trust for your kids. That way, once every time when your kids need some money to pay for college, pay for school, then the property you bought for your kids is gonna help to pay for the school. Okay. What's fucked up? 692. The Toe or Pool? No, I haven't read that book yet. How much should I wait at 7.2? I don't understand. Okay, so we just talked about one way, right, to be rich is through leverage. One way to be rich is leverage money, right? Leverage money. Another way to be rich is to hire people, right? Hire employees. So because when you're working by yourself, you're exchanging time for money. When you hire people, you have a business, then you no longer exchange your time for the money. That's another way to quantum leap. Another way you can quantum leap is through technology. Let's say there's a lot of people that are using this app called Calendly, right? Calendly. So basically, some people, when they sell the course online, so if you want to go to the course, then you make the appointment on the application, right? Then and that way the person that's trying to get an appointment, they don't have to talk to you on the phone or when's a good time to meet. They don't need to do any of that. They save time. So that's another way you can help to quantum leap. So basically, if you want to make more money in a shorter time, you can do it through people or through technology, to leverage it in money. So that's how. Because here's the thing. I'll give you an example for me as a real estate broker. When I first started as a real estate broker, I think it's ready. Hold on, let me get out the wonton soup. I'm surprised. The wonton is much easier to cook than the dumplings. The other day I was trying to cook the dumplings from Costco. It took me 20 minutes. By the way, I cannot stay for too long today, okay? Because I gotta go to my Wanton practice. Hold on. Okay, let's see what you guys are talking about. Let me see. Good morning from Riverside, Cowboy. I'm in Los Angeles. Okay, everybody follow my TikTok. Give me some likes. Let me know where you're from. Any question you have, we can talk about it, okay? I'm from Los Angeles. So, Curry King from SoCal, okay? I'm doing good. Thank you. How are you? Sending good vibes. Thank you. Thanks for the like. Vegas, I'm not sure. Maybe in the future. But right now, I gotta... Because before I was thinking about going to Vegas and open a brokerage. Okay, let me talk about this because it's important. Okay. Because when I go to Vegas, if I go open a brokerage, that means I'm going to have to start another company. But it's not easy to start a company, and it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time to start a company. I don't think I want to do that. So instead of going to Vegas and start a company, a brokerage company, I think the better choice for me is to buy a hotel or motel out of state. Because let's say if I go Vegas and start a company, maybe I can make $1 million a year. I mean, if I work hard at it. But it's going to take a lot of work. I don't want to do that. But if I go out of state, if I go buy a hotel or motel, because when you go out of state, you can buy a hotel or motel for cheap, like $1 million, $2 million. So I give you an example. So there's one hotel I'm looking at. I can buy it for like maybe a little bit over $1 million. And I can get a gross income of $540,000 a year. Because the hotel's expense is about 70%. So I'm going to be able to make maybe somewhere around $180,000 to $200,000 a year from once I own the hotel. But the hotel business is much easier because that hotel, the reason I like it is because it's not right next to a freeway. It's between two major cities. That means I don't have to work really hard to get the customer. So that's kind of like a semi-airport business because the location the hotel is located, I don't have to worry about the customer. So that would be a much easier way to make money. Although I'm just making $180,000, but I don't have to work really hard at it. At the same time, I can build up equity. So once I build up equity, I can take that money, that equity out and go buy another hotel. So although I'm only gonna make $180, maybe $200 a year, but if I buy 5 of the same kind of hotel like this within the next 5 years, then my yearly passive income would become $1 million. But it's much easier for me because I don't have to put too much work because, the customer, they're going to come. I'm just going to collect money. Versus me going to Vegas to build this brokerage company, maybe I can make $1 million a year, but it's going to take a lot of work and it's not guaranteed. Or maybe I'm only going to make $500K a year. So that's why I'm thinking I'm leaning more toward to go purchase this hotel because it's less work, it's more predictable, and I can build equity. So, because for the past couple of weeks, I have this dilemma. I was keep thinking, where should I pivot? Because that's the thing, right? Because when you have some successful business, it's not gonna last forever. Soon, at least, usually around every 3 to 4 years, it's gonna change. The same business model is not gonna work anymore. Because for the past 3 years, I've been mostly doing brokerage business, and it was easy money because the model works. But now the market's gonna change, so it's gonna be hard for me to maintain that same level of income. So for the past couple of weeks, I've been I have a dilemma which one I should pick. So I think now I finally come to the finalization where I'm gonna pick buying the hotel as my option. So here's the thing. If you want to have more urgency in your decision making, you're gonna think about who you're doing it for. What's your why? So the reason I finally come to a decision is because my parents. I'm married too, but my wife is still in China. I'm sponsoring her here because my mother, especially my mother, she's 85 years old already. So whenever I think about her, it gives me a strong sense of urgency because I want to make it happen. I want to get and make as much money as possible, as quickly as possible. That way she can see what I'm doing, she can be good at it, and she can enjoy the fruit of my labor. So whenever I think about that, it gives me so much motivation. It forces me to stay clear in my mind, and it forces me to focus. So that's what helped me. So I just want to share this with you guys. I'm doing good, user 4197. Thank you. Thank you for the like. Okay, user 4197 from Virginia. Thank you for the compliments. Stand by no more. Thank you. What do you think about buying franchise? Franchise is okay. I mean, let me eat some wonton, okay? I just cooked it. So here's the thing about franchise. I actually looked into this before. Franchise, it makes your work a little bit easier, but you still need to work. It's easier because you're not starting from scratch. But you want to make sure to pick the right franchise because there's a lot of fake franchises. What I mean by fake franchise is that when it's fake, the business concept is not proven. So if you buy a franchise with the business concept not proven, then you're not going to make money. It's going to be very hard to make money. The reason people like to buy franchise, for example, McDonald's, is because they have a proven business model. So if you buy it and if you work according to the system, then you're going to make money. But the problem is with McDonald's is very expensive. You need to put a lot of down payment money. Also, the problem with McDonald's is it's not easy work. It's a lot of work. It's hard work. So if I were you, I would not buy a franchise. What I would do is I would go buy a business that's not a franchise, but that's proven, that already has customers, that's already can show the income. Because there's many small mom and pop businesses. They're retiring. They don't want to do the business anymore. They can no longer do the business because they're getting old. But the kids don't want to be in the business either. And because they're small companies, nobody really wants it. So you can get those businesses for a real cheap price. And the reason you want to pay for those businesses is because they already have a proven business model. For example, let's say if you buy a concrete company, let's make it easier. Let's say if you're buying a lawn mowing company in Florida, because Florida because the weather is hot and there always rain, so the grass grows really quickly. So there is a high demand for lawn mowing business. I mean, you can't start your new lawn mowing business, but you would have to hustle to get the new customer. I actually looked into this before. I was looking at the Biz Buy Sell before. I saw a lawn mowing business where they have 60 customers. That's a really good business because the lawn mowing, for example, I own a mobile home park. Right now, every month I'm paying about $700 to $800 a month to pay for the lawn mowing. So as you can see, that's a necessity. It's not like something I cannot pay. I have to pay every month. So if I buy that lawn mowing company in Florida, if they already have 60 clients, it's a good business. It's great business. If you can buy it for a cheap price, then you can take it over right away, and you would immediately start to get this kind of income coming in. And another great thing about buying business is that it's so much cheaper than real estate. Because let's say in real estate, because I'm going to look at this hotel, right? Usually the price for the hotel is usually right now is about 3 to 4 revenue multiple. What that means is that let's say if the hotel does $500,000 a year in revenue, if I can buy it for $1 million, then I bought it cheap because I'm only buying it for 2 times multiple. If I bought it for $2 million, that means I have bought it overpriced because it's 4 times multiple, right? But for business, there's a lot of businesses you can buy them for 1 time multiple, which means that let's say if the business is doing $1 million revenue a year, if you can get it for $1 million, that's a pretty good price because you're only paying 1 time, sometimes even maybe half of the multiple. If you guys have any question about what we just talked about, you can, put in your comment, okay? Okay, let me see. Did I answer your question? Stand by no more? Okay, Creatimir. I have 1 property and want to have a real estate holding company. Should I start? Okay, creating. If it's your own property that you're living in, you don't need an LLC. So what you do is, if that's your own home, right? You take the money out, you buy a rental income property, and you buy that rental income property under the LLC. Wow, the wonton soup is pretty good. So depending on the value of your property, let's say if your one property is only $100,000, you don't need to put one LLC. You don't need to put that property in a separate LLC because the value is too cheap. Then maybe you can put 5 of the $100,000 property into one LLC. But at the same time, you do not want to put all the home in the same LLC. Let's say if you have 10 homes, each home is $1 million. That's total $10 million. You do not want to put them all in one LLC. You want to put each of the $1 million property in one single LLC. So you have 10 LLC. And then on top, you have another master LLC that holds all the LLCs. And then you're going to invest, and then you're going to create a corporation that's going to manage all these LLCs. This way you can create a how do you say, a block between your LLC, master LLC and your 10 LLCs. And also you're going to block yourself away from the LLCs. Because the further away you personally from the LLC, the less your exposure to risk is going to be. Creative Mirror, did I answer your question? Okay, I just purchased 4 small inner city properties. And plan to build multi-townhomes. Okay, Frosting, great, congratulations. Yeah, creating. So the reason you want to create LLC is because you want to limit exposure. By the way, I'm not an attorney, okay? I'm just sharing with you my information. If you need legal advice, go talk to an attorney. The purpose for LLC is to limit exposure. That's why you want to, it doesn't, make the exposure go away. It just limits the exposure. Do you suggest I sell all of them or rent half and sell the other half? That's depending on your return. If your return is good for all of them, then just keep it. What do you mean it's good or bad? Okay, let's say if all your returns only less than 5%, then you should sell everything and go get something that's has a higher return. Let's say if all your property has a return of over 10%, then you should keep them. Yeah, so the property that you're living now, you don't need to put it on the LLC because in America, if it's your own home, you can get up to $500,000 capital gain tax free. If you put it under the LLC, you're not gonna be eligible for that benefit. Any other questions, guys? The wonton is really good. I got a shrimp, celery, and the pork inside the wonton. And it's very easy to cook. So give me some like, follow my TikTok, tell me where you're from. I'm from Los Angeles. Any question you have, we can talk about it. Welcome, okay? I gotta leave in like 5 minutes because I gotta go out and go practice Wanton. You guys have any other questions? Welcome, Ronald. Welcome, HHH. Thanks for the like. GMG, good morning. So there's a lot of people, they have real estate they have equity in their real estate, but they're not doing anything with it. That's a shame. That's a wasting of resource. Because money likes to be flow. Money is like water. It likes to flow. If you're gonna let the money to stay in the property and not doing anything, that's like waste of resource. Anything else you guys want to talk about? How come suddenly become so quiet? Welcome, Santos. Welcome, Sparky. Welcome, Rose, Long Island. We're just talking about real estate, talking about finances, and eating my wonton at the same time. Doris, welcome. Bucky, Johnny, welcome. Okay, it's 1 past 10. I'm gonna log off and talk with you guys another time, okay? Because I gotta go.